while back, I did the video for carrying a gun when riding a bike. Bike riding is my form of exercise, and I came up, I thought, with a pretty good way to carry a gun and ride a bike. Some people would call it an off-body carry. I don't really consider that. It's more like a gun belt to me, and I'll link to that video below in the description. But coming up with that way to carry the gun didn't do a couple of things. It didn't talk about weight. Now the Glock 19, the Agency Arms Glock 19, which is with Agency Arms right now, was a good choice as far as a gun to carry, except for the weight. The weight on a bike ride when it's bouncing up and down on your hip, no matter how well you have it secured to you, is, well, it can get on your mind. It can start to bother you a little bit, depending on how long your ride is and a few other things, and where you've got it, where you've got the weight of the gun bouncing up and down on you. To that end, this summer, I'm going to try it with this, the Smith Wesson M&P Shield. This is one of the few guns that I'll never do anything to, simply because I don't really know what you can do to the gun. I've seen some of these that are modified to a slight degree, but I mean, the gun is designed just to be a thin piece, a thin weapon to carry. One of my problems with it was capacity. I like capacity. That's one of the reasons I was carrying the Glock 19. One of the reasons I probably will still carry the Glock 19. However, capacity, and I'm not paid to tell you this, okay, but capacity has been addressed by Hyve. Can you see that? Let's see if that focuses. Hyve Technologies. That takes the 8-round magazine and turns it into a 10-rounder. Seated into the gun, it is a little bit longer than the extended 8-round magazine is to begin with. Perfect. Works out fairly well. So, since I'm going to give this a try, I've owned this gun 3 or 4 different times. Not this particular gun, but the Glock M&P Shield. I've never trained with it. So, today it goes to the range and it gets a few rounds run through it just so I can get really familiar with it, because if I'm going to carry a gun, I need to know how it's going to react and how it's going to operate. So today is range day for the bike carry gun. Coming off the range with the M&P Shield, I am impressed with Little Gun's performance. As a purely defensive weapon, this is fine. Small, it's lightweight, stays on target real easy, as you can see from the, and you know, I just tried a couple of drills with this, not a whole lot of shooting. My only complaints about the gun is this gun is a really tight gun. This is a very, I mean, it's wound tight. I know that the recoil spring has to be stiff for it to be that small and to manage to recoil that well. You cannot, or I cannot anyway, without using 2 hands, I cannot use the magazine release. That's my only complaint. Hopefully that, you know, as I shoot the gun, it will continue to loosen up and everything. I got no problems with this gun. This is a solid performer. If you want to get this for self, and listen, Smith Wesson's not, they're not one of my sponsors, so if you're looking for a small gun, out of the class, you know, the class of the XDS, the Glock 43, the Ruger LC9, and everything else. This one comes in and does a very good accounting for itself. Check it out. I'm sure you can find it. Upstate Armory Group in Greenville, South Carolina has a very good price on these. UpstateArmoryGroup.com. As usual, if you're looking for the show, you can find it at GCN Live. You can find it at lockandloadradio.com. You can find it as a podcast at ammoland.com, as well as on iTunes and Stitcher Radio and a whole bunch of other ways. If you're looking for it at a radio market or on a radio market near you, go to GCN Live, look for the contact tab, and find Adam Miller. He will set you up. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. Still not about gun control. It's about total control. Stay safe. I bid you adieu.